Hi guys, welcome to Evelyn's Oven. So yeah, it's Friday and I have my last pumpkin here that was outside. And I think it's about a 10-pound pumpkin. And yesterday I baked it for an hour, 400 degrees. I cut it in half today. This is one half. And the other half I have here in pieces, as you can see. So with these pieces, they're cold and flimsy. I mean, you could really feed a whole lot of people with this pumpkin. Um, so this piece right here, I just got done using, and it's about 2 cups, and that's what we need for this recipe for 2 pies is about 2 cups of pumpkin. So I'm gonna just toss this. I just wanted to show you guys. So I have all this other pumpkin, and I'm not going to mess with it right now because we're on video, and I don't think you guys want to watch me puree all this pumpkin. But so for now, what I was going to do is I just wanted to show you guys. I sliced it up, and we're using about a large piece like this for this recipe. So I'm just going to leave this here and kind of clean up. So I put what I did was I put this in the microwave for another 6 minutes just to heat it up and get it all warm and gushy, and this is what I've got. I've got my 2 cups of fresh pumpkin, and I just used my masher right here, and then because it was real clumpy, and then I took my fork and just went around and got it even more mushy and just mix it around. And it's still not as pureed as the canned pumpkin, but still I'm thinking it'll work really well. If you heat it up and it just gets a little more watery and you can move it around more, play with it more. But I got it all nice and mushy, and it is about 2 cups. It might be just a hair more than that. That's why I wanted to put it in this measuring cup here so I can know how much I'm working with. So this is our bowl. I'm going to just put it in here. We're going to start off with our fresh pumpkin. And you know, I had this great idea. I mean, I thought it was great anyway. You know, I've been stuffing pumpkins lately. And I thought, boy, you know, this pumpkin could be stuffed with the whole Thanksgiving dinner and all the fixings, you know, and it could feed a lot of people. But it's best to do it right after Thanksgiving because you have all your stuff made, you have all your leftovers. So for this is my idea, and you know, I might try it after Thanksgiving where you you know, clean everything out, of course, and I would probably run some butter and pumpkin pie spice seasoning all throughout the inside, and maybe do a light layer of cream cheese. I don't know. My mind is just going with this, and we at the bottom we would have your turkey, and then all the fixings from there, whatever you have left over, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, green beans, and, you know, some cranberry sauce, olives, whatever stuffing, whatever you want to throw in there. You can layer it how you want it. But I thought that was a kind of a neat idea. Like, you can have the whole Thanksgiving dinner inside your pumpkin. And to make the pumpkin like a, you know, pumpkin pie. You add your pumpkin pie spice. Of course, you want it sweet, so why not? You probably do like a sugar, pumpkin pie spice, cream cheese or something to go as a layer. I don't know. Anyway, I thought about it. Hold on for just 1 second. Brian, they're at the door. Okay. So anyway, Brian ordered pizza tonight. So I wouldn't have to cook. But here's the thing, I love to make stuff, and I'm still cooking anyway, and I'm baking anyway. So once we get this pie started in the pie crust, we get them in the oven, we're going to make a potato soup, creamy potato soup. And so that'll be our little appetizer, I guess you could say. Okay, so I'm gonna get this guy out of the way because I got too much stuff here. So I'll just set this in the sink. I'm just going to put these guys on top of one another. Hopefully they'll survive. You know. So I'm going to have a lot of pumpkin, you guys, and I'm going to make a lot of pumpkin pie. I'm going to scoot this camera back just a tad. Yeah. I think that's okay. All right, so let's get started. I have my 2 pie crusts. Pies right here. These are store-bought. I didn't make these. And it saves so much time if you could do it this way. I mean, really, it's flour, a little water, salt, and butter rolled up. So, I mean, yeah, I could have done it, but it is more time consuming. And I'd rather have fresh pumpkin than fresh dough. Just saying. So, here we go. We got our fresh pumpkin here. I have a teaspoon of pumpkin pie seasoning, which has your cinnamon, your ginger, and clove, I think. Okay, and then I have my half a cup of brown sugar. And, so I'm going to add another half a cup of regular sugar. Now this looks like regular sugar, guys, but it's actually Splenda. So you can use whatever you want, but I'm just saying this is Splenda, the no calorie. Because we're already having a bunch of calories already. So there we go. There's that. Got that. I'm just going to mix these dry ingredients together. Oh, and I'm going to add a pinch of salt just to make sure everything turns out okay. Ugh, this thing is so tight. So we'll just do it this way. Okay. Now my pumpkin is going to get this nice dark color from all this brown sugar and pumpkin pie spice. I'm going to use this guy right here. Dang, I'm making a little splashy mess here. Smells good. Just clean up my little mess. I've got a big mess. I'm not having fun unless I'm making a mess. That's for sure. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks like right now. It's all nice and dark and brown from all that seasoning and sugar. Okay, so now I'm going to add the eggs. I've got 3 eggs right here. No shells. Leave the shells out. Challenge for sometimes some. There we go. Okay. Now I just got to go through in my mind. Did I add everything? Oh, we're going to add, you can use evaporated milk. If you don't have any evaporated milk, you could use regular milk. But they say the water content in the regular milk, whether it's fat-free or whole milk, is still a lot of water. So they say to add like a tablespoon of cornstarch or some kind of starch, tablespoon, to thicken it up so it'll set well. So I'm using 3 eggs. And I just want to mix this up really good before I add my cream. So like I said, if you don't have evaporated can of evaporated milk, I think they're like 12 ounces or something. I'm going to use 1.5 cups of vanilla creamer. Hence, vanilla. Even if it was plain, you know, I would use it. But I think vanilla would be okay to use in this. If I can get it open. So many tricks to this thing. So, add one and 1/2 cup. I'm just gonna eyeball it. There. You could also use half and half if you have half and half. So now we got the creaminess going on. I kind of want to use, even though I use 1.5 cups of this creamer, it still seems really watery to me. I'm going to have to turn on the oven, 425 degrees, and then we're going to leave it in there, I think, 15 minutes, and then we'll turn it down to like 350, 375. So I'll start the oven. Got the oven started. And now I'm looking for cornstarch. Don't use cornstarch that often, so I may not have any. Oh. Boy, there's a lot of stuff in here I didn't realize I had. Let me just get a little bit of water here. Mix this up. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit. I don't want to add too much either, so. All right. Gonna mix everything in together. I guess you could say this is a little bit rustic when you use fresh pumpkin. I do have a machine over here. I could have made it real fine, and or you can get little bits of pumpkin in there if you don't mind that type of thing. That's what I call rustic, when you have little bits of the true thing in there. Okay. So I think this is going to work. There we go. It still looks watery to me, and I'm like so scared. Maybe I should add a little more pumpkin in there, and I could always save the reserve because I'm going to be making a whole lot of pumpkin pie. So I'm going to take this little guy, stick him in the microwave, and I'm going to get more pumpkin. Because there's not too much you can add. And you can add, I'm going to get another bowl and just work on this. So I've already added all the ingredients, so I want to make sure this is nice and mushy before I put it in there with the others. That's the only thing I can think of. If it's too watery, add more pumpkin. This guy back. Any little opportunity I get to clean up, I do, guys. Sorry. It's just me, so let me give this a quick rinse while we're waiting on our pumpkin. Oh, stuff says burning in there. Okay, so I'm going to use my fork and just kind of cream the light, you know, get this pureed somehow. It's just a little bit stringy. This sucker is really, really hot. I think I have the right tools in here. Let's just work with that and see what that gives us. Pumpkin is so stringy. It's almost like the spaghetti squash. Huh. I guess that's why they gotta, you know, really work it really good with a masher. Or just use your mixer and get it that way. Well, I suppose using the mixer will take a lot less time than using your fork, like I'm doing. Okay, so I've got about another cup and a half of pumpkin. I'm just going to put it in here. Fridays are my favorite day, even though I don't work the 9 to 5 anymore. Sometimes I do, but for the most part I don't. So Fridays are just overall a good day for me. Okay, now it's starting to feel a whole lot thicker. Yes, a whole lot thicker. Okay. Some pumpkin just don't want to go. It's okay. I'm going to fill this guy about halfway. About 3/4 of the way is good. I think it might rise a little bit. I barely have anything left, guys. I think I can do this. Okay. Woohoo! Messy, messy. My oven is preheated. It's ready to go. So carefully I am going to put these pies in the oven, and then we can get started on our potato soup. Stick this guy in there. I'm going to cut this guy right here in half, save this, discard this guy. Yeah. Got some loose sugar over here. I'm going to rinse this and put this over here. Gotta have a clean workspace. Very necessary to have a clean workspace. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm going to put these in the oven. Okay. So let's get the first one in successfully. It's hot. Woo. I'm glad I have my windows open, my doors open, with the fan going. Because I was already burning up, and now I've got this hot oven going. But that's what it takes. All right. Evelyn's oven closed. Okay, so we need to put a timer on that. And we're going to come back over here and focus on our potato soup. Woo! Hot stuff. Okay. For the potato soup, I have two Yukon Gold potatoes. some garlic. So I'm going to start with the garlic first. This soup is a big favorite of my kiddos. So I used to make it in Rackerby quite a bit. But I usually use green onions, chives, and I don't have any fresh, so I'm just going to use some dried chives. Let me check on what time it is real quick. I need a timer. 4:02. Okay, so at 4:15, I need to turn down our oven for our pies. So tonight's dinner is potato soup and pumpkin pie. Oh, and pizza. Brian ordered pizza. So what goes better with soup than bread? Oh, there you go. I would have cheesy bread with this soup. And I don't have the particular bread I usually use, which is a ciabatta bread, I think. So I just have 2 slices of thick white bread. It's a sweet white bread that I'm going to use. And I'm going to layer 3